Hi, Kathryn here for Circle Art Designs. Today we will be doing just a glimpse. Have you ever found it hard to come up with an idea for working with your leftover beads from projects? Sometimes they do things they call bead soup, and I've done that before and we'll do it in the future. But just taking the beads you have left over and thinking, what can I do with these that will go with my other projects? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take some of the leftover beads I have, and we're going to make matching earrings for project 5 from the Bargain Bead Box. I had 2 of the findings left, and I managed to pull together enough beads in the right combination to make these earrings. This is something that I enjoy doing because I hate having little jars or little cups of beads sitting all over my workspace wondering, well, now what am I going to do with these? So let's see what we do with our leftover beads today. Let's get started. Now, I was just blessed to have 2 of these findings left over so that these earrings will match either one of the necklaces I have made from that box. But even if I didn't have these findings, just gathering up beads from your projects and putting them completely different, maybe on a hoop, maybe wire wrapping them. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do with them. And that will give you like colors and like sizes so that your project will match your other projects. And if you don't have enough, down for something in a similar color, because you want your color palette to match. If your color palette matches, then all your pieces in that collection can go together, and it becomes a mix and match type of thing. I love doing this. When I first started, I made individual things and everything had to be just alike. And then I discovered the secret of the color palette. So I'm sharing that secret with you. You want your pieces to look like they go together? Stay in the same color palette. So from what I had left over, we're using the rainbow round beads, the indigo rondelles, the last 2 of those beautiful chandeliers, and I had some of the drops from my own stash. For these earrings, we'll also need some of the head pins, and we'll need our small jump rings. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. And I pulled the last of the dyed dark green agate beads. So I think I have enough to replicate the pattern from that last pendant. Let's see. So taking one of our head pins, we're going to start with a rainbow bead, then our drop, then another of our rainbow beads, and one of the dyed agate, and a rainbow bead. Now look at that. Now what did I do wrong? If I'm going to replicate it, I need to remove this and put on one of my rondelles, and then a rainbow bead, and then the agate, that beautiful dark green agate, and another rainbow bead. And this will be the shortest of the dangles for these earrings. I'll make exact duplicates on both sides, and then I'll do a longer one in the middle. I'm using my looper. If you haven't seen how to do that, I do show it in the pendant video, project 5 of the Bargain Bead Box, and you can turn your own loops. I just like, if I can use it, I use it. It makes it easier. So let's do this again. A head pin or rainbow bead, your drop, another rainbow bead, your rondelle, I almost forgot it, another rainbow bead, and your dark green agate finished off with a rainbow bead. So because this is exactly like the other one, this will be the right side to the left side, or whichever way you want to put them. So these should be exactly the same length. So let's go ahead and do our middle dangle. On the head pin, you're going to start it the same way with a rainbow bead, a drop, a rainbow bead, your indigo rondelle, a rainbow bead, and here I put on my agate. I did not catch that I didn't need this yet. This is supposed to be the long one for the middle, but I take off the agate, I put on another rainbow bead. This is where the design changes. And then I put on my agate, and I put on the last rainbow bead. Now, if you've been using the looper this time, you have to turn your own loop. Bend your wire a 90-degree angle, and then taking the end in your straight nose pliers, turn it towards the beads till you get the wire to touch, and you should have a beautiful little circle. If the circle has moved slightly to the side, at the very bottom, take your straight nose pliers and move it back towards the center. And there you have it. So now we're going to put it on our chandelier. Go ahead and open up your jump ring. That involves holding the jump ring between two pliers with the slit up, twisting the wrist to opening, put on your chandelier, then your drop, and then close your jump ring the same way by twisting one wrist to the center. And that's our first angle. Now it looks like it's on the right, but I'm left-handed, and I have to tell you, I always put it on the left. Open up with your pliers, hold the jump ring between two, and then take your chandelier and this time I'm putting the long one on. Then I'm going to put that long dangle on, and the same way that I opened this jump ring, I'm going to close it with a twist of the wrist. Sometimes my twists are slower than others. Would you take a moment and hit the like button and leave a comment for this video? It would really be helpful. Thank you so much. And if you would like to share this, that would be amazing. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Now, while I was talking, I went ahead and put on that last dangle for this earring. Now, isn't that lovely? Now, I left off the stone on these earrings because I wanted to be able to use them even though they have teal at the bottom with both necklaces. And what I did was on one necklace I put a green and on the other I teal. So leaving off the stone in the center allows this to be used with either piece. If you haven't already, pause the video and finish the other earring. Now, I laid out lever back hooks to put on this, but any hook you want will work. For this part, I'm using round jump rings in a 5mm. Go ahead and open your jump ring and put on your ear wires, whichever ones you're using. And for these lever backs, you want to check and make sure that the thicker side is on the back side of the earring. It took me forever to learn to use these because I wear clips. And go ahead and put it on and close up your jump ring, and you have one finished earring. Isn't that pretty? I just love that because of the color combination, you can use them with either pendant. And with the Cha-Cha bracelet we made, that would be amazing. Okay, and then one more time, we're going to open up our jump ring, holding it between two pliers. Let me get it held. It's a twist of the wrist and that jump ring will open. Go ahead and put your earring on it. Then making sure that your hook is facing the direction you want it to face, go ahead and slip on that ear wire or ear hook or whatever you're using, and then close your jump ring back up with a twist of the wrist. And again, you just have to use a twist on one side and hold the other stable. And that is the finished earrings. Now, when I looked at these earrings, for me, I do not like the earrings facing the side, and this will cause the earrings to face the side. So I went back and put on the regular fish hook earring wires because I can turn the little circle on the wire itself so that the earring will hang facing the front. This is my preference because I use clips and all my clips face the front. So when I make earrings for people, if they're facing the side instead of facing the front, it makes me very unhappy. I have a lot of these lever backs, and it takes all my willpower to leave them on the earring because I do not find it aesthetically pleasing. I tried an extra jump ring to make this face the way I wanted to, and then it just turned every which way. So when you see the pictures, some of them might have this ear wire in it and others might have fish hooks. Know that that was me trying not to make everything look like I was going to wear it. Because I have to tell you, I did go back and put fish hooks on these earrings. I just couldn't stand it. But you know, that's me. Whatever you like is amazing. When you put the fish hooks on, you're going to put them on exactly the same way the lever backs are put on. You're just going to open your jump ring. You're going to put on your earring. You're going to put on your fish hook. And then you're going to close the jump ring. Now, if you want them to face the front, before you put a jump ring through that finding, take your ear wire and where it is vertical, you want to make it flat. You want to make it horizontal. So just twist it back to the front gently. They will break. I can tell you that for lots of experience. I got a whole bunch of them one time that were so brittle. Not only could I not open the little loop, I couldn't even twist the loop. So people say, why don't you just open the loop and just put it on there? It would be so much easier and then it would be facing the way you want it to. If you can do that without breaking your loop, I think that it's just simply amazing. For me, more times than not, I break the loop when I try to open it. So a long time ago, I just decided I like jump rings. Jump rings will be what I use. So I do have some of the larger beads from this bead box left. I'm putting those in my stash because some of them I had enough of left that I can pair them with other things that are in similar color palettes and add to this collection down the line. That's something you might want to think of for yourself, especially if you're selling things online. And this is the finished product. Now, aren't those earrings lovely as soon as my hands get out of the way? Aren't they beautiful? I just love them. And they really are in the same color palette. So if you were to pick up the necklace, these earrings will go with it, or the bracelet, these earrings will go with it. Or if you have bought this bargain bead box and you have similar pieces, think about making earrings to match that might have the color palette where it would go with everything you have made. It's a wonderful way to extend your jewelry, because you might do earrings and a bracelet, or earrings and one necklace, or maybe used a different pendant but the same color palette. Think about that as you are going through your beads to make projects. Thank you so much for joining me today on Just a Glimpse, and I will see you next week. I'm hoping to have an earring drop next week. I wanted it to be today, but life happened. You have a great weekend and a wonderful beading adventure of your own. Kathryn, circleartdesigns.square.site.